Dun, 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 dun. Hello there, and today for World Play Day, I got the chance to go to the Superpower Academy for a triple escape room styled event for Superpower of Play, which is an event that Lego have done. I think it's new for this year, or at least they've mixed it up from last year. And before we went inside, as you can see on screen, there is a few boxes of all these different styles of bricks. We got given an 8x8 plate and were able to make our own designs of really whatever we wanted. So here is my one, and as you can see, I've made these two little monsters and some sort of belt going on the top with a whole range of different printed tiles. And then right next to it in this next image, you can see my fiance's design, which is more of a face. You've got one crazy eye and one eye looking inwards and some pretty cool, colourful eyebrows. But I won't spoil too much of the actual event. It is going on all week, and though it has sold out for the most of it, there are a lot of last minute cancellations and people not being able to show up. So you might yourself want to try and book yourself a slot. There are a few going for next week, and it runs from yesterday until next Wednesday. So of course I am recording this overnight after the day, which has been really amazing. Not only did we do this, but also got to visit 2 Lego stores. So stay tuned for a pick a brick wall purchase right at the end of this video. Now, it was a very interactive experience, and once you go through the 3 different rooms, you get to build your own aqua being, like fish, whatever really you can imagine. So of course I had to build some wacky thing. You can see my fiance's build is actually on the right, and she built some sort of 2-legged fish which has a really cool party hat on top, and I'm not really sure where to start with mine. I tried to build the wackiest thing I could, and my fiance actually helped me finish it off with the rounded pieces on top. But it's got 2 eyes, it's got a bunch of propellers, a bunch of ball joints, which at the minute are just my favourite pieces, especially with all the mechs I'm building. And they also had this photo booth where you got a photo with them, and we got the chance to put them on the wall, and if we didn't want them we could have left them, but they did encourage you to take them home or at least put them up on the wall and see what they were like with the other designs. So I put mine up, and as you can see, there were already a few. We went quite early yesterday, so we're one of the first few to check out this experience. And on the way out, we did add our plates to the World Playday skyline that they had just opposite the doors. It'll be really interesting if I get to pass this next week to see all the other plates that have been designed. I mean, already there were quite a few interesting ones, such as on screen you can see the Pokeball, Creeper, even Mario and Luigi. So it'll be really interesting to see which other pieces are there, and I had to do my best superhero pose. But that was the Superpower Academy, and I do encourage you to try and check this out. I know it's pretty limited, but it's really fun, and keep in touch around this time every year, especially with World Play Day. Lego always have some sort of event, so I'm looking forward to see what they do next year. On to the Lego store trips. You can see they had some gift with purchases as well as double points, which has just ended, which was running from the 10th for a few days. They have the Halloween VIP fun pack, which I'm not sure if it's limited to Insiders members, but I'm pretty sure these usually are, and it's only got a threshold of about £45, so that's really cool. I do have one picked up. I'm just waiting for the rest of the order to review later this month. And they also have a new Pirate Cove gift with purchase, as you can see on your screens. But there are so many gift with purchases. We've already had not only the Halloween fun pack, but also the Pirate Fun Pack at the start of the month. We've got the Venator promo. They re-released the X-Wing polybag to coincide with that for Star Wars purchases. And we've even got quite a few to come, so keep an eye on the community tab. I do post all the gift with purchases you can expect to see in both your local Lego stores and online. But of course, I had to hit the pick a brick wall. You can see some of the elements here, like the snowflakes, are pretty new. They've only been in the Star Wars diorama as far as I'm concerned, though I'm pretty sure they've used them in other Christmas themed sets. And of course I had to pick up the hearts. I don't think I've ever seen these on the pad wall, and they're a really cool piece, especially when it comes round to Valentine's and trying to Valentine up my Lego city. But of course the ball joints, as I said, you know I love these with all the mechs, so you'll see the other grey pieces later. And they even had these flower pieces. I picked up a few. I'm yet to use them, but I might make my own flowers for the city. and even a few Halloween bricks. So the pick a brick wall was really cool. Again, I'll show you exactly what I picked up later on in this video when I show off everything I picked up today for World Play Day. As for today only, and that is Thursday the 12th of October, which actually is World Play Day, any visitors to any LEGO stores would have got a bag of bricks completely for free. You didn't even have to make a purchase, but of course we had to check if the axolotl house was there, and finally it was. The nightmares, they're over. We can finally rest happy and sleep tonight. And before we hit the next store, we did stop off and had lunch with Paddington Bear. So moving on to the second store, which was the Stratford one. Again, I really do love this store, and it was on the way home, so had to stop off and check out the UCS Venator in the window. You can see Rex and Yularen standing there, and the ship itself was actually on a really cool acrylic display. I think I said this with one of the dream sets. They need to sell these acrylic displays. I think it was the Concorde actually. They do so well alongside the bigger sets. And we get a better look at the Pirate Cove. As you can see, this is your gift with purchases of £95 or more. And of course they had the creepy looking Chewbacca, but they also had on display the holiday diorama sets, both the new Star Wars sets. I actually got to see they had them at Leicester Square as well, but they actually had two Venators on display. They were just so crowded, and I just wanted to get out of there rather than waiting around to see it. And thankfully it was at Stratford, so I got to see it anyway. They also had, of course, the Coruscant gunship, which I do still really want to pick up, especially for that Padme and Sheev minifigures. And new to the build and minifigure is the exclusive Hagrid head and hairpiece, so there are a few of these figures jotted round in place of Z-Blob. Taking a look at one of the little displays they had here, there weren't too many sets released, so a few of the displays were mixed up compared to usual. And you can see at the far back you've got another one of them Hagrid hairpieces. You've got a few CMFs jotted around, like the miniature Ant-Man and Goliath right at the front, and also a few parts from the Builder minifigure, the mermaid towel, as I said, Hagrid's golden hairpiece, and you've even got the unicorn head on the left aisle. But it's really cool to see all the different characters they've added here. You can even see Din and Grogu right in the middle there. So it's a fun little display that changes things up. And whilst we're looking at displays that switched it up, there was this display here from Brickish, which is a LEGO community which is 21 years old, so it's been going strong for quite some time. And I like the way the monkeys are all sat round the table, and it does sort of relate to the new monkey set that LEGO have put out in their creative line. But on the way out we got to see the new Agrabah Palace set, which is £40, and right above it was the Disney Castle, £35 with Mickey. It would have been nice to have seen a minifigure. And taking a quick look at the Stratford pab wall, you can see there were some Halloween bits here, nothing special elsewhere, but just a few orange and purple, black, yellow pieces to make your own ghosts, pumpkins and fun Halloween builds. And I think it's going to be quite a long video today because we have a few to get through. I did cave in, finally got Lester from the Leicester store. I'll probably add him to my city actually. He kind of fits outside the store with the other bricks, but you can see. Perhaps first we'll look at the different plates that we made before we went in, and we could have finished them afterwards. I was happy having this sort of belt design along the top, and my two little monsters here. This one looks really happy. Originally they were arms. I think it looks better if it is a smile. And each of them have, of course, a jam biscuit. But that is mine, and this is my fiance's, as you can see. It's also a very happy face, and they had quite a few exclusive printed pieces. I mean, I don't see them in any other sets, so they probably are exclusive pieces. And throughout the escape room, this piece here featured quite a bit, so I'd be interested to know where that piece is from. If you've seen it in other sets, do let me know down in the comments. And this was all for World Play Day, which these 6 characters are all over the advertising for this. I don't know if we'll actually see them physically. I very much doubt it. They did actually have the 6 of these built in the escape room, which was really cool to see, because I do believe, I think it's this black hairpiece out of everything is one of the most exclusive pieces. We just ain't seen that before, so I'm interested to see where all the other pieces have come from and if they are actual minifigures we can get our hands on, because I've seen them in person. It'd just be really cool to pick up. And looking at our aqua beings, I guess, you can see the 2-legged fish here. It does have eyes coming out the back, but we'll ignore that. It's got a nice party hat, and it's quite a creative build. It is quite nice how the slope pieces finish it off, and mine is just a nightmare. I just saw some interesting pieces and wanted to use that. I had a handful of these joints, which I wanted to give it some sort of stand so that I could actually see it stood up. And I think this worked. They're also brackets, but they were a bit stubby because they were only the 1x2 brackets. And there's ball joints everywhere. There's a ball joint there, there's a ball joint in the middle. And I really like these propeller pieces, and I've even got one at the front. This started off, believe it or not, as a duck build. Now, I'm not sure you can see the resemblance with a duck, but it's got some sort of tail, it's got some sort of wings here in bright yellow, it's got a nice hat on top, and it's got a propeller for a beak, I guess. But that is what I come up with at the time, and we come up with a load of different builds for the escape room experience. So let's put these to the side and focus on what else I got, particularly in the Lego stores. So I did mention we got some free bricks, which is this here, and perhaps that will be best to take a look at if I can empty this onto the desk and make sure that no tires escape. You can see there is a whole range of just bricks here, and you do get one per group. It doesn't matter about households, kids, nothing like that. It's one per group. It's a bit disappointing because luckily we went in 2 stores, so my fiance does have a bag of bricks. But if you've got 2 kids, or maybe you're a group of mates that are going into the Lego store for these brick pieces, which are completely free, so I can see why you'd make the trip just for these. It does mean you're going to have to split a bag, and there's not that many of the same pieces to split. I mean, you could definitely just go in separately and jump about in the queue to get these, but I do think they should have given them to, at least for kids, 1 each. But I guess they probably didn't have enough of these to give them to everyone that would visit, and expected a few more people, as both stores did have a load more bags when I visited, and it wasn't too early, but it wasn't too late either. So I expected them to have quite a few bags gone already. There is quite a few interesting pieces. This pink piece is quite good. They have a flower piece, which of course I'm going to show off. They have a light green leaf. They have a heart piece. I've seen one of the green splatters here, and you can see there's some teeth. And there's even some printed eyes. I think the bigger ones caught my attention more. I haven't really seen the bigger ones at all. And I think that is all the interesting pieces. I might have missed out 1 or 2, but I think I've got most of them. So you can see it's quite good value. You've got this cog here, and I think the most interesting pieces are these pink ones. I don't think I've seen these before. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use them for, but I'm sure there'll be something. And on the card that you get with these bricks, you can see there are 2 builds on the back here. So they've actually used that pink piece as the top of some sort of bird. You can build both of these models with these bricks. You can probably see all these different bricks in this pile. And I don't think you'd be able to build both of them, because like this yellow piece, you've only got 1, but you can definitely build both if you've managed to visit 2 stores. So it's always good, and keep an eye out for stuff like this. I know the Halloween gift with purchase, unless you're in store, they don't tell you online. So I was very happy when I went through the checkout and just magically had it appeared on October 1st. And I did actually get free gift with purchases, so that video is coming soon. But let's clear these bricks away and start looking at the Pab Cup. And actually, before we get into the Pab Cup, let me open this poly bag and actually build Lester, as I've built him out of bricks for the front of my Lego store, but I haven't actually built him. And the main grab for this minifigure, I think even the face isn't unique, or the legs, and I'm pretty sure the bowler cap comes in a few other sets, but it is that torso. You can see the Great Britain logo on the suit, and it does look really cool. It's only like £5, so I thought while I was there I might as well pick it up. I thought it was a lot more. I did think it was about £8.99, but it's quite a cool minifigure, and it is the mascot of that Leicester Square store, so I'm very happy I picked it up in the end. And if they ever stop these, which I don't think they ever will, but if they do ever stop these, I think this torso is going to be pretty expensive, as last time I checked on Bricklink a few months ago, it was going for like 20 quid, and that was the average price, which is crazy as you can still pick it up. But I guess for people all around the world, it's not as easy as just getting a plane over here, and that itself will be more than you can get for the torso. But the minifigure's really cool. I'll go whack that in my city and perhaps show it off in my next video. But of course, the moment that most of you have probably been waiting for, and if you have got this far into the video without skipping, then I do greatly appreciate it. Even if you've skipped just to see the Pab Cup, I appreciate it, because I know that the Superheroes Academy isn't for everyone. But of course, I've reused the same Pab Cup, as I probably will for every video. Even though the cardboard boxes are coming out, I'll probably still end up filling this. I get 75p off, which I can't say about the cardboard boxes. And now for the pour. I am very surprised I didn't spill anything there. But let's take a look at what I picked up. You can see I did say I picked up some snowflakes. I did pick up about, I don't know, I'm going to say about 50 snowflakes. I did go a bit crazy with some of these bricks. I didn't need a lot of the bricks, and the ones that I did need were mainly these ball joints, because I've completely run out for my mechs. I don't know which sets I've stolen these from, but I've run out for my mechs, and I think I've got enough to keep me going for quite a few mechs now, so hopefully I don't run out of them anytime soon. And I will be counting these up tonight before I go to bed. I'm staying up just for you, counting up all these bricks, and I'll put it out on a community tab probably, so do keep your eyes out for that, unless of course that is what's led you to this video. So we've got the ball joints, which do pair up quite nicely, and actually these are the same ball joint that you can see I have used quite a bit on my duck thing. So I guess I've still got a few of these, but I'm probably going to keep this built as so and just whack it on my shelf for now, as it's a cool little takeaway from a nice experience. But I've got plenty of these ball joints. I also have these snowflakes, which I'm going to use and put to work building the new Millennium Falcon diorama on my own accord. The only piece that I actually really wanted that I don't have, besides the torsos and the Jedi text, which are a real reason to grab the set, is that bar that hangs along with lights. But if you have a Luke's land speeder, which if you've been collecting Star Wars Lego for a few years, you've probably got a few of them. I mean, they've released enough of them. If you don't have a Luke's land speeder, what you've been doing the last few years, there's been so many opportunities, but these bars have come on quite a few of them, and I only have the recent one. I don't even have the recent one built. I've made my own mock, which the video is up if you want to check that out on my channel. Just search land speeder and I'm sure you'll find it. But this is the piece that curves around the front, and I'm going to use this as the lights. I don't need to spend the 40 odd pence on the new bar, especially when Lego had £5 for not meeting the £10 mark. Then you've got an extra £3 or so delivery. It's really not worth nearly a tenner for that one piece. And even if I was to make up a few pieces that I wanted for the tenner, I'm just spending money that I don't really need to be spending. So I'm going to use this piece instead. Keep an eye out for that. It'll probably come early November. I've got a few ideas I want to put out first, but as soon as we get into the Christmas swing, I definitely want to be remaking that diorama for hopefully a lot cheaper. And of course, if you do need to order some pieces like these snowflakes off the online Pick-a-Brick, you can add the real piece for just 40 odd pence. It's just been added alongside a whole wave of other things like the white and red classic space torsos, and you've also got a few Star Wars pieces, the Inquisitor legs from the Scythe. Do check out Pick-a-Brick if you're thinking about purchasing a few bricks, as even the stores only have a few limited pieces. Online you've pretty much got everything, but they do go out of stock quickly, so I wouldn't bother waiting for a gift with purchase, as chances are you'll miss out on what you want. But anyway, we've got the ball bearings, we've got the snowflake, we also have the hearts, which I mentioned in the video when we were looking back at what was on the Pick-a-Brick wall, and they are really cool. I don't have any of them. I have a load of the two pieces you can clip together to make hearts, but it's nice to have the official piece. I also got 10 rocket butts. I was watching a video from Pab Crawler, check them out if you haven't, and they just cover most of the London stores and what you can find on the Pab wall on certain occasions. And I saw this piece and I knew I didn't need it, but I also knew that I'd really want it, so I picked up 10 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to build some sort of rocket, or mini rockets at least, or something with engines. Perhaps they'll come useful in a Star Wars mock, you never know. But that is the joy of picking up random bricks. Of course, we also had to pick up some masonry bricks. Not only do I have the grey ones, I have the white ones, I have the more brick coloured ones, the nougat coloured ones I think, and the light tan. So I got a handful of each of them. You can never go wrong with masonry bricks, especially when I've used up all my grey ones on the 2 stories of the Lego store, which if you haven't seen, I added to my city a modular Lego store, so be sure to check that out. I had a lot of fun building it. And to go with the bigger hearts, we also have some little hearts. I did get, I think, 2 or 3 more windows, as I found a few more frames when I was sorting out my Lego. And also these white lamppost pieces. I do have a few of the green ones from the Lego Friends sets, but I thought the white ones might look better on the outside for actual lampposts and the like. I've also got a few of these head pieces which should go nicely on the lamppost and just give it some light, as well as a few envelopes which, if I'm ever adding on to the 4-privet drive set and creating that explosion of letters, will definitely come in handy. But for now, they'll probably just sit in a tub with most of my other bricks I randomly pick up in the spur of the moment. And I think that is all my bricks. Actually, I've got this piece. I do not remember seeing this. This was not on the pick a brick wall. I definitely didn't pick it up by choice. It must have been in the snowflakes when I picked them up, or maybe I picked it up with these, but I've got one of these bricks. I'm not complaining. I love these bricks, and I've actually used these to create my own little Leicester for the Lego modular store that I've created. Again, both videos are up, and hopefully Lego will come through with the pick a brick order that contains the bigger glass elements that will fill up the front of the store and just really finish it off, which will be very nice. But these are all the different pieces that I got in today's pick a brick cut. So if you did stay and watch through to this point, I really do hope it was worth it. And again, as I said, I got a bunch of these ball joint pieces, so you could be expecting plenty of mechs to be coming, especially once I get my hands on a few of them reverse slope pieces just for the underneath. If you don't know, I can actually build the back piece of the new Star Wars mechs out of bricks, and I'm sure looking at it, you could too. So perhaps I'll cover that in my next mock custom video. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that is all. So if you do like the video and got this far, subscribe for more Lego pick a brick adventures, reviews, mocks, you name it. It will probably happen at some point on this channel. And stay tuned, I've got so many more videos planned. I'm going to be recording a few of them over the weekend, so I'm looking forward to them at this point as much as you are. And may the bricks be with you always.